After the Stoke City game, many Cardiff fans are thinking, is it time to bring Horvath back between the sticks? We're also discussing Joe Ralls and what he means to this club. And is the Championship feeling a little bit flat this season? We're asking James, our Cardiff City fan, to answer all those questions in these 3 weekly debates. Goalkeepers, Ralls, and feeling flat. James, thank you very much, of course, for watching. Drop us a subscribe if you haven't yet done so. Brand new Cardiff City channel, been going for a couple of months now. We really like your love. Right, James, so nearly your first away this week after a disappointing Preston game. You looked a lot better against Stoke, didn't you?
Yeah, obviously a lot better. It couldn't have gone, much worse than the last 2 performances, especially against QPR and Preston. But yeah, a bit disappointing to not pick up the 3 points, especially in the last minute with the Jack Alnwick sort of mistake, really.
Yeah, I mean, you praised Alnwick on here many times. We can't really call him out, but having said that, people have said, people have said, I'm going to pause that. Yeah, you've praised him on here many times, but Bob Banks says 0-0 in about 2 minutes. An awful decision to come for that ball, and he has cost us 2 points. Alex James says Blackburn 3rd goal he missed, 2 goals today. Wednesday night's first goal. I could go on. Drop the keeper now. He's woeful. And Mike says Horvath next week, please. So, for you, James, does Hovarth come in?
Absolutely not. No. I mean, obviously, Alnwick has made a few mistakes. Every keeper has them, but you've got to remember how many mistakes Horvath made. And with the way that we want to play, Jack Alnwick is more comfortable with the ball at his feet, and also as well, Jack Alnwick overall as a shot stopper as well is a much more comfortable goalkeeper than Horvath. So no, not having Horvath next week, definitely not.
I mean, it's against Sheffield United, of course, as well. So he's gonna be kept busy, isn't he? Is he the best shot stopper of the 2 for you?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, like I say, every keeper has some mistakes in him, and he has cost us. But he's also made some very good saves over the season that have, probably gone on to win us a game or 2. So, yeah, no, for me, Alnwick is our number 1 choice.
Okay. More positively, though, people wanted to talk about Joe Ralls. He's a nice player, isn't he, to watch? He's just so... He's also one of those players, James, that never runs out of energy. I never see him get tired or put in a half-hearted performance. Is he for you up there with the player of the season so far?
Yeah, he's one of the better players, definitely, and he's been at the club now for many years, and he's always been a true professional. He's always worked hard, and even if he's had a poor game, he's always tried his best. So, yeah, he like the comment there from the Bob Bank, Joe Ralls is a credit to the football club.
Absolutely. Even though through all the boardroom circus, he says he's an absolute legend. Griff says always gives 100%, never a question that he comes off or not having run himself into the ground. I take 11 of Joe Ralls any day. Is that what you've been missing most of the season, though? Players like that? Too many players not looking for the ball, or I mean, when the chips are down, it's dead easy, isn't it, to go missing in games? But is that what you need now? Just players to...
Yeah, we just need a bit of grit in there, to be honest. And obviously, Joe Ralls does that for us. And, he is a very important player for us in our team, and especially in that midfield area.
People are saying the next game you can write it off and focus on the following 2. Just go again against Oxford and Watford, writing off the Sheffield United hammering we will get. The wins are coming. Are you seeing that? There's lots of people saying we're all right. We aren't going to go down. We'll be fine. We're probably going to finish somewhere between 15th and 19th, and that'll be fine for us. But do you think there's 3 worse teams than you?
So he's a bit difficult to call at the moment because you look at the table, you see Hull at the bottom, and I definitely don't think they will be within sort of the bottom five that come the end of the season. Like Plymouth, it all depends what happens with their manager now, Rooney, over the next sort of few weeks. Again, Oxford have sacked their manager now whilst we're today whilst we're recording this. So it all depends what happens now over the next few weeks through the Christmas and especially through the January transfer window and from there into sort of February, March. Then we'll sort of start to see where teams will be fighting for really for the end of the season.
Okay. Couple more for you to chat about. Nick says it's very disappointing, but football was much better this game. Really showed that Willock is one of our best players and needs to start every game. Players like Colwell can't be on the bench. Do you agree with both those points about Willock first and then Colwell?
I think with Willock, he's a bit hit and miss. He's shown glimpses of why he's a good quality championship player, but also as well, he's shown that he's not, had the best performances. But I guess it's like that with most players at championship level. Colwell again, yeah, another great player, but if you're playing him every week, 90 minutes or 70, 80 minutes, then he's going to be a bit tired, especially with the games over the last sort of month or two where he's been sort of Saturday, Tuesday. He needs a bit more rotation, and I think that's what we need to be looking into with the January window and, getting a bit of more quality so we can rotate a bit more.
Brilliant. Okay. And finally, then, lots of people saying, James, the championship feels a little bit flat this season. It's not lived up to the excitement of previous seasons. First of all, do you agree with that? And if you do, what do you put that down to?
So personally for myself, I disagree with that a bit. I think the Championship is quite a decent league. It's always had, good games every week. And to be honest, I get where people are coming from. Obviously, it's a long old season. You sort of start the season, everyone's rearing to go, and then you sort of get to this sort of midway point of the season where the games are coming so quick, and maybe teams are getting a bit tired through the season, but obviously then you kick on into the new year and towards the end of the season where it sort of starts to get the promotion and the relegation battles, and then that's when it gets a bit more exciting, really.
What do you think? People are getting a bit flat in football in general. I mean, VAR's wrecking the Premier League. We haven't had that many great games in the Championship so far this year. You count on one hand how many games have been enjoyable to watch as a neutral point of view. Have we got too much football? Have we got too much on telly? Is it? I mean,
Yeah, I
there's
mean
no day in
that's
December that it's not on.
potentially. Yeah, I mean that's another potential factor in it. There is a lot of choice to choose from now, especially with the amount of 12:30 kickoffs that are on a Saturday, but also as well, um, the referees in these divisions don't help, and especially when a, a decision goes against you when it's quite blatant and obvious. I think one that I can think of, not personally for obviously Cardiff, but in the Championship, I think Bristol City scored a goal that was a blatant handball, and you just think how are you missing such a an obvious error there.
Okay, all right. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Sheffield United up next. Then probably could do without this fixture. Is this a free hit? The top of the league. You're not.
Yeah, I mean on paper, yes, but then you looked at Cardiff City last season when we weren't playing great, and then Ipswich came down, and we sort of scored the two goals in the 90 plus minutes, and I always do feel to tend that we give the higher teams a bit more of a game.
Yeah, Kiefer Moore's back and scored at the weekend. What sort of reception will he get?
So last time he come down, he got a bit of a mixed reception. I don't really think that was great, but it is what it is. Personally, he owes nothing to Cardiff City, and as well, he's a Welsh international, so he plays for our country. So I don't really get it.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much for that, James. Let us know what you think as well. Score predictions for Sheffield United in the comments below. And if you haven't yet done so, please drop us a subscribe and a like. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next week.